Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever Shorty, and we are very much back to doing some reviews. Got to apologise for the break. Part of it was some illness, which meant my voice was absolutely ruined. Add to that some weeks of not many things dropping, this week included. There's actually only one big release week I want to talk about, and I'm not even going to talk about that now. I'm going to talk about Planet Death. There's a few reasons why I'm talking about this one. Number one, it's not quite, but kind of not really a free comic book day thing, as in they really are charging very little for buying huge bundles of them, so I am just going to be giving a bunch of them away on free comic book day. And it's a bad idea. Bad Idea is a company that I only ever really was aware of because a couple of speculators asked me if I can get some of their stuff in store, and every story about them I'd see on places like Bleeding Cool or AIPT or anything like that, it would be about the stuff they pulled at conventions, basically trying to make waves and garner attention in a way they didn't really talk about, like how good the comics were, who was working on them, what kind of business model they set up, other than let's do this cool, exciting thing to get people talking about us. But in the middle of everything going wrong with Diamond Distribution and Diamond's UK and all the stuff going on in the world, they've managed to secure shipping to get stuff into UK comic book stores, and this is the very first one. So I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely going to pay attention to that, because for years, I think it feels like years, I have been hearing about them and I want to know exactly what they do in terms of comic books. And this one also well worth a look, because in terms of free comic book day stuff, I usually don't bother reviewing them because more often than not what you get is an advert. Don't get me wrong, there's still some content in there, but if you look at the Marvel voice on for this year, there's one new Ironheart story and then 6 other just excerpts from other things. Some companies will just put out like an anthology of 4 things, only one will be new. The kids ones usually aren't that bad, they have like more engaging things in them, but sometimes it feels like half the book, or over half the book on occasion, is just an advert for the various things they're doing, rather than something which should make me go to a store and pick it up. Now, this is actually an issue 0. It's cover-to-cover comic book, not huge cover-to-cover, it is a very slim volume. I've not done a page count, but I'm going to say like 12 pages maybe. But that's everything you get. They don't waste any page counts on it, and it feels fantastic. It's old school, like newspaper kind of quality paper stock. It's got that really nice smell to it, and it does everything I want an issue 0 to do. It is setting up issue 1. And it's not doing it in a way which just feels like it's going through the motions. Yes, there is exposition, but it's done in character dialogue. We have somebody explaining about why this alien planet is going to get totally destroyed because the humans who are going to turn up in what I imagine is almost like mobile infantry body armor kind of thing are just going to turn up and absolutely destroy this alien planet. But it turns out this guy is held prisoner by the aliens who are basically telling us, like, no, we know what you're going to do. We're totally expecting you. Turned up last time. We weren't ready for you. We're now ready for you. We're going to annihilate you. But because you've been very useful in giving up a lot of information, we're at least going to kill you first. There's a lot more like extra detail kind of going on in there, but none of it feels too much. It feels like it's just getting to the point in way of building up to issue 1, where the story's going to pick up with the one guy who does survive this drop, who decides his best thing to do is, solo do a Leroy Jenkins and destroy the entire world. Now, Matt Kindt did something kind of similar to this a while ago. Very different field. This is far more cinematic, widescreen storytelling. Kindt's, it had like the language as a major plot point on it, and it felt a little bit more like it was trying to turn around this idea of the invasive species. This is very much movies in my head. And we have to talk about who's writing it at this point. I forgot the gentleman's name. Kolstad is writing it. And this is the guy who wrote and created John Wick. So you get the impression, yeah, it is going to feel movie-like, and that's fine, it does. It's a beautiful comic book in that kind of sense. There is, I think, at least 3 double-page spreads in a very low page count comic book. They look fantastic. The artwork is beautiful, spectacular. An understanding of perspective and framing, everything about it's cool. The line work's brilliant, the colouring is amazing, and the writing is great too. And I know some people out there are going to be thinking, well, this is just going to be one of those guy who made a movie wants to basically storyboard his next movie in a comic book, because that's a good way of building up audience. And I'm going to reply in the same way I did with people talking about Patton Oswalt's Minor Threats. I actually think Kolstad just wanted to do a comic book. I don't mind the fact that it might get turned into something. Hell, Minor Threat's getting turned into a TV show, but I think that's a good thing. It's a great story. It feels like it would work quite nice in that format. This might get made into a movie, but if it doesn't, if there's never any intent to do it, I think it's still going to be a really good comic book. I've only read issue 0, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I actually can't wait to read issue 1, and I'm now far more convinced to keep an eye out for Bad Idea stuff dropping in previews so I can see what is worth getting for me personally. I have Still think they're probably going to pull off convention stuff to garner themselves publicity. But if they also manage to produce comic books this good looking, this well written, this well formatted, I'm going to probably pay a bit more attention to them. That's it from me for now, though. I do have one more thing to review this week. Again, very quiet time for comic books. Till I see you all again, look after yourself, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.